The story begins with a young woman, Sophia, living in a quiet town. She is in a relationship with David, a charming, well-liked man who works as a local shop owner. For the longest time, Sophia believed that their relationship was perfect. Their days were filled with laughter, shared moments, and dreams of a future together. David often spoke of how lucky he was to have Sophia in his life, and she was confident that they were soulmates. Sophia had no reason to doubt David's love. She believed in the future they were building and thought that everything was falling into place. Their relationship felt like a fairy tale. David would bring her flowers, plan sweet surprises, and make sure she knew how important she was to him. However, what Sophia didn't know was that David had started to lose interest in their relationship. He was spending more time away from home, working late, and becoming distant. At first, Sophia thought he was just busy with work, but there was a growing feeling in her heart that something was changing. She brushed it aside, trusting him completely. One evening, when Sophia returned home early from a family dinner, she found David acting strangely. He was on the phone in a low voice, and his usual warm greeting was missing. Sophia's heart raced, sensing something was wrong, but David quickly reassured her that it was nothing to worry about. Little did she know, his secret was already growing, and the truth about his betrayal was just around the corner. A few days later, Sophia received a call from a close friend, Anna, who mentioned something that made her stomach churn. Anna had seen David with another woman at a local cafe. Sophia was stunned. She couldn't believe what she was hearing, but Anna insisted she had seen it clearly. The woman, Rachel, was sitting with David, laughing and sharing a moment that seemed too intimate for just friends. Sophia didn't know what to think. She confronted David that night, hoping it was all a misunderstanding. But David denied everything, laughing it off as a harmless meeting. He promised that Rachel was just a business associate. However, the look in David's eyes didn't match his words. There was a coldness to him now, a detachment that Sophia couldn't ignore. The next few weeks were filled with arguments. Sophia's trust in David began to unravel, but she still couldn't bring herself to fully confront the truth. She wanted to believe him, to trust him again, but the doubts grew. The small signs started to pile up: late nights, secretive phone calls, and a growing emotional distance. One evening, when David left his phone unattended, Sophia couldn't help but look. What she found on his phone made her heart drop. Messages between David and Rachel, talking about their plans to meet up and share intimate moments. The evidence was clear. David had been unfaithful. Sophia felt crushed, betrayed by the person she loved the most. She sat in silence, holding back tears. As the weight of the situation pressed down on her, Sophia could no longer keep her feelings bottled up. The pain of betrayal was too much to bear, and she knew she had to confront David. One evening, as they sat in their living room, Sophia asked him about Rachel again. This time, David's response was cold, and he admitted to having an affair. He explained that it had started as a harmless friendship, but it had turned into something more. Sophia felt like the ground beneath her had disappeared. Her whole world felt as if it had crumbled, and she was left with nothing but the cold reality of David's betrayal. He didn't seem to regret what he had done. His only concern was that Sophia would leave him. David tried to justify his actions, blaming the distance that had grown between them, claiming that he had felt neglected. Sophia was heartbroken but strong. She couldn't believe the man she had trusted for so long could be so callous. The emotional damage was unbearable, but she knew that she couldn't continue in a relationship built on lies. They argued for hours, but in the end, Sophia made the painful decision to leave David. She packed her things and walked out, unsure of where her life would lead, but certain of one thing: she deserved better. In the weeks that followed, Sophia struggled with feelings of loneliness and pain. She missed the life she had known with David, but slowly, she began to rediscover herself. She spent time with friends, focusing on her passions, and started to find joy in the things she had once put aside. It wasn't easy, but Sophia knew that she couldn't let this heartbreak define her. She took up yoga, began reading again, and reconnected with her family. Her self-worth, once tied to David's approval, slowly began to return. Sophia realized that she was strong, independent, and deserving of love that was built on trust and respect. While the scars of the past would always remain, they no longer defined her. One day, As she was walking through the park, she saw David again. He looked at her,